we can start out seeing the mountains. And maybe some of this year's new garden getting started. Getting bigger too, as you can see out there, spreading way out. Lots going on. Okay, let's walk over here. Look from this angle. Compost, fill dirt, and the greenhouse from the other side. We're getting close to getting it done. Ran out of Solex and put the last pieces of Solex together, and it came out almost in the shape of a blue jay. So I'm doing a blue jay panel to put in there. I'm going to paint one on a little panel of that shape and put it in there. And then right now we're building our first rocket stove, and we're going to have an outside feed just to make sure we don't get smoke in the greenhouse, even though these things aren't supposed to smoke hardly at all. I just don't want smoke on the plants. And Noah found our old mailbox, and we decided that we're going to turn that into the wood feeder, and we had to cut a hole in the wall there, and we're going to lay some of these fire bricks and some sand down in there, and oops, let me see how we do this. Okay, so and then we're going to position that mailbox. Of course, we have to put a hole in the other end, and let's go inside. We built this greenhouse, as you can see, slightly underground. We're about 2 feet under the old surface, as you can see. And I don't know how high that is. I think it was 12 feet high at the peak. And so we're slightly underground because we didn't want to waste good topsoil. So we started that, and then we read about underground greenhouses, and we just kept going until we were about 2 feet below the surface. And I think we'll remove more of that topsoil pretty soon and use it. So this is where we're putting the rocket stove, and we found this striped barrel, kind of unusual, 15-inch diameter, 28 feet high, and we'll have a 11-inch galvanized stovepipe inside of it for the chamber that puts the updraft of heat. After we put some fire bricks in here, I'm going to dig that out a little more, put some sand down there, and start arranging the bricks. That's my next step. First, I'm going to lay a line of sand down where our 6-inch stovepipe's going to go. It's going to continue from this pipe along here. It'll be sitting on sand with rocks all around it, and the cob worked in and around it, you know, in all the areas around the rock and the pipe. The cob will come out from our instep where the doorway, we're going to have a door here, of course, and make kind of a platform that people will step on with protection for the pipe from the rocks, and the cob, maybe about 2-3 inches of cob over the pipe. Yeah, about 3 or more inches. Yeah, we'll have a platform so people can walk over the pipe and sit right over this whole pipe, like those rocket stoves we've been looking at on the internet. And that will pipe come all the way out to here. We'll make an exhaust pipe exit going through that plywood and out the other side. So it'll come through the plywood, and we'll have another bend. There's some of our pipe, and have the exhaust go out this back side where the Solex is, and it shouldn't be any problem. They won't be putting out a lot of heat, and it'll just kind of spill over the Solex and out into the air. This is the riser that'll be inside of that barrel, and we'll have it up on the bricks. First, we're gonna fill it with sand and that stuff. Oh, no one knows the name of it. The little absorbent stuff that people mix with soil. Anyway, they say to use it on the internet. And then we might have a 7-inch pipe inside there too, and more insulation. We're going to try something different here than we've seen on the internet, like 2 different insulated layers. You know, see how that works, and expand it, and then the whole thing will be about 3 inches, 2 to 3 inches below the height of that bigger barrel that's inside there that you can see. So that's the way things are looking, and we're real excited. These rocket stoves are some of the most amazing technology I've seen, and to have one is just going to be delightful. We've got all kinds of pruning wood from all of our, I don't know how many trees I got now, well over 100, and mostly cherries, but all the other fruit and nuts and various other trees that we prune now and then. And so we always have fuel for a rocket stove. The house is heated with the geothermal ground source heater, so we don't use fuel to heat the house, just the heat coming out of the groundwater. So we use our firewood mostly for our campfire over there. We sit around the campfire by our little stone patio, and there's the grandkids, the little boys being wild. Now they always calm down when they see a camera, and then they get wild again. And then granddaughter texting somebody or playing a game. Okay, there we go. And back to the mountains again. And Noah's new doggy. Foo? What you doing, Foo? There's Foo. What you doing? And here comes Cora.
What are you guys doing? What? Oh!
Yep, I know.
She doesn't want to be on video.
Come here, Foo. Do you want to run?
Hey, Chad, do you have my stick?
Let's go.
Break it. Push.
Down.
Come here, Foo.
Hi. What is that?
And there's Faith and the little guy, Fitz.
Hi.
Sit. Stay down. Sit. Sit.
Can't, I don't care.
Sit.
Hey. What? Is that salmon?
No.
Hi.
Gentle.
Just break it. Hey, fine. That's salmon time. Okay.
Sit. Down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Down.
Whoa.
Lay down.
Okay.
Lay down. Lay down. Down. Lay down.
He might not like to lay down in the wood chips. Fitz won't lie down on a cold, hard surface, only on the rug. This wants to smell your brood worms, Fitz.
Sit. Sit. Gentle. Gentle. Come here. Sit. 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 No. Sit.
So the new doggy's getting trained.
Stay. Stay.
Stay. Oh, stay.
Sit. Sit. Stay.
What is that?
Fish skin. Come. Sit. Good boy. Gentle. Gentle.
The National Bison Range. Sheep Mountain of the Bison Range right there.
Stay. Sit. Stay.
Oh, there's some bighorn sheep up there too. Let's zoom in on them.
Come. Come. Don't mess with him when I'm trying to train him.
Oh.
Sit.
There's the sheep.
Gentle.
Yeah, I wonder how close we can get on them. Can't see any horns yet.
Ooh, come. Stay. Sit. Sit. Sit.
Oh, you just.
Sit.
So the next step, we went out and got 3 wheelbarrow loads of sand to rest the pipe on, and then we'll figure out from here how low to dig the heating area, and how to set up the bricks and the barrel and everything down in there. And so that'll be the next step. First we'll have to open up the bottom of that old mailbox, and the sticks will go through there and hit brick. So maybe we'll get a maybe we'll get a rocket stove building party going on Tuesday. We'll see. We're thinking about extending some pipe along that back row, but still have the chimney or the exhaust go out this side here. Just kind of have some heat go that way and stop while the rest of it goes out that side. Hadn't seen anything just like that on the internet with other rocket stoves. So I wonder if that'll work. It might be enough to heat up a little bit of mass over this way when we get that part done. And then we have to put up the shelves, but I wanted to build the rocket stove before I put up my shelves. I was just starting on the shelves over on that side. So that's it for now. Alright, so this is what we did the other day and how far we got. And I've got the mailbox feed intake propped up with boards there now. And our original design, or my design, I probably was wrong, was having the barrel over here. And looking at the videos again on YouTube, it seems like everybody who's made one of these has their barrel a lot closer to the intake. And so you can see where I drew lines around the outer barrel. I'm going to move it over to right here. So here's our barrel. It's going to end up right about here. And then I'll open these bricks and put a barrier down there of bricks, and this heat will come out of the barrel, go down, and be directed towards this, which I'll move right up close to that when I'm done working here. I just have this pushed back while we're working in this area, then we'll slide those pipes down here. Come over here now. So we've got enough pipe now and elbows and contraptions that what we're going to do is bring it over here, have it go that way, come around, and then come up here and be vented out the wall right about there. I want to wait till I have the burn unit and heat riser and barrel in place before I put the pipe in place, so I know exactly where it's going to sit. And here we've got it's all 6-inch stovepipe, and here we're going to make our riser right now. It's our next step, and you can see down in there. We'll pack this with perlite and clay mixture, just like they did in the videos, and maybe have a little rounded dome like I saw there coming up. And I think when we pack it, this won't fall if it's packed tight enough. That was one of the concerns I had at first. So when you put this on, you know, how do you keep that from sliding down? Then I realized if you pack this tight enough, that's the perlite clay mixture will just hold it in place when you will tamp it with that stick over there. Okay, because before I thought I'd have to take some of this flat stone and put it underneath to hold it in place, but the flat stone will just be our covers over the heat area, and everything will be sealed with cob, around each brick and in all the cracks and above the entryway. We wanted to have our feed tube on the outside. I think I might have mentioned this already. Okay, you want to come around here? So I have it propped up with boards. Cover it like that when we're not using it, and keep the rain and the animals out. And so when it's being used, we'll have this open. Okay, and before we start our fire, we're going to seal this up with cob and rocks. I've got all kinds of rocks, and since we're making our burn passageway shorter and closer to the stove, I'll be able to take out 2 or 3 of these bricks to put around there, around the burning feed entryway there where we put our sticks in. So that's the plan now, and glad I took another look at those videos on YouTube, because I think we have a much better idea of how to do this. So, okay, yeah, that's enough for now. You can stop it now. Getting the okay, that's good enough. So there's the mailbox thing set in place. Lots more cobbing to do around it. Gives you an idea what it looks like from this side. And the reason we had the vent outside was in case there was any smoke. We didn't want the smoke to get inside the greenhouse and onto the plants, so we decided to load the wood in from the outside. Now we'll clean all that out when we're done cobbing around it. And pretty excited about what it's going to be like tomorrow. I think we'll finish it. And we're letting some things set up a little, like this pie, what do they call that stuff? Well, the stuff for the insulation. We weren't sure it was stiff enough so that the bottom would dry, so we put some about 1.5 inches in the bottom, and then let that dry overnight, so it'll be sure to dry on the bottom, and then we'll put the rest around it. And looks like that's pretty well centered, and we'll even center it better when we start packing all around it, and be able to put everything in place. I cut the barrel down to the right size, and it's what do you call that, about 1.75 inches. It should sit above the top of the updraft burner there, the combustion chamber. So it's looking pretty good. Let's go back over here again. We're going to put rocks and sand all around the pipe, and then fill it in with the cob. This is the way it's looking now. Alright. We filled in underneath that wood too. We still have a little more packing to do on one side under the wood. We pretty much sealed up that chamber, and we'll cover all of that with cob pretty deep up to the top of the mailbox, and then stick stones around the top, and both sides of the wood will be covered with stone and cob, so it shouldn't be a fire hazard. Okay. Did I hit the right button? So Noah's getting the clay ready for more cob for tomorrow. Mixing it up in the bucket, and then you pour it in the wheelbarrow, huh?
I got some wheelbarrow made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the way you'll make it. Mix it in wheelbarrow.
Okay. So that's all you're going to put in the wheelbarrow tonight, I guess, huh?
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, because then you got to put sand in there.
Sand.
Equal amounts of sand.
And some
And
weeds and straw.
that's like half.
Like those weeds there could be used just the way you use straw. I know I put some in there, and
Anything that's tough fiber.
yeah, those are.
Or something like that.
And these weeds over here. Where they go? Oh yeah. Oh, you can see them better in the daytime. Oh, that stuff there. Yep. Well, we worked all day. Today's Sunday on this, and we're ready to fire it up, and I better do it before it gets dark. And so just kind of show you around. We're not finished, we're just ready to fire it up. Wish I would have took some video before I put the cob all over everything, because it looked pretty cool without the cob, but we were kind of in a hurry and didn't really think about videotaping everything. Got another nice rock like this over the exhaust entry for the exhaust pipe there. A nice rock protecting that funnel-shaped pipe that you might have seen before there. We got the pipe in, put all this pipe, so the pipe's gonna go around another bench on that end of the greenhouse, and then as you see out the window, and I mean out the wall. And if it works like they worked in the YouTube videos, you won't even feel any heat coming out of that sucker at the end. What amazing stuff. So we're gonna just fire a test run up here and just see what it does, see if we hear any rockets taking off. So here we go. Set of paper. I'm gonna. Oh, why don't you show how deep that thing is in there? With the mailbox and a little space to the floor, it's pretty deep in there.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
we're kind of dark now. So,
mailbox.
actually, you can see if I put this dried grass in, you'll see how deep that goes in there.
Well,
You know, I should have
some more.
I should have a stick, a poking stick.
There you go.
You want to put more of that stuff in there. Okay. Well, you know, this would be, what I put in there is plenty to get a fire started. But yeah, so we'll have a little grass fire to start. And then I'll put some juniper, dried juniper branches over that. And then we got garden weed stalks and odd things, sticks and things that we think might burn for a rocket stove. We heard they could burn just about anything, so we're gonna try all kinds of things. Sorry, this old man's a little out of breath. Okay, I'll drop a match down there. You got that? So, that grass is catching. Let's, when we get it down there, it should start going the other way and not be coming back up in here. But they say sometimes it takes a little while to heat up before you get your rocket effect. We'll get it down in there. And as soon as you get the draft going that way, it just stays going that way. Look at that. It's, oh, well, it started to not come this way. And now it is just going the other way. I'm seeing a little bit of smoke. What you want me to do there?
Put more fuel in.
Okay. We're going to put some of these dried garden stalks from different plants.
Yeah, it's not going to take off.
What plants were these?
I don't know. But it's not going to take off now. It's all burnt out.
Well, wait a second. Okay. We usually have a little trouble trying things for the first time. No, it's going again. It just, we temporarily put it out. Good thing we had the smoke hole out here, huh? Okay.
Alright,
so
we got smoke.
we've got smoke coming out the doodad. And, hey, how about we'll open the cleaning vent and give it a little draw.
I don't know.
I think it'll work. We don't have any plants in here yet. What did that do?
Not much.
I see some smoke coming this way. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to stop this.
Okay.
Pause it or something.
Well, are you recording?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we don't always do things right the first time. So we're giving it another try. If we get a backdraft this time, I think I'll use the mailbox lid to make this opening smaller so that we get more draft going the other way. And then if that doesn't work, we'll open the cleaning draft. So let's give it another shot. Got some paper down there this time. Well, that match missed the target. Okay. Smells like this. Oh wait, it's catching. Hold on, there you go. Oh, it's starting to. Yep. Okay, I'll write this thing and send it down. So we've got a deeper hole than most of these ones that I saw on the internet. So we'll see if our way about being different kind of idea works. So I'm going to close this a little and see if it'll start drafting the other way. And that fire's wanting to come this way. We can always grab that again on the mailbox if you want. See if I can get some draw going this way.
Yeah, it went out.
It went out when I did that? Hold on.
No, it went out. I mean, you know, it didn't have any oxygen.
Oh, because of the closing. Okay, let me stir that up. Maybe it'll start it up again. let's let that go for a while before we put more in. And once it's going, I'm going to push it further in, closer to the gun.
Okay. Push it in there.
Yeah. And once it gets a draw going that way, it's supposed to just take off like a rocket, as they say. Unless I've already plugged up the hole. Let's just let it go for a second.
Let me put some more fill in.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay. Don't put the fire out though. That open it up. Oh, what the heck happened?
Just go on still.
Okay.
It's just a smaller hole, I think, is all that's going on.
Okay, now it's
gonna put it out.
Should be a bigger hole. Okay, hold on a second. Give it a little
There.
time.
Now it's starting.
And once you get that convection, or what do they call it, when you get it heated up in the barrel, it starts making its own current wind. Well, I think you can stop videotaping all. Well, a mixture of steam and smoke coming out. We've been having problems with intermittent backdrafting through the mailbox opening. And we're thinking about putting a vent in underneath the mailbox, digging up this ground, putting in a vent with a pipe underneath there, and getting more of a draw, and be able to keep the mailbox lid closed most of the time with wind coming in underneath it. When it is working, that thing sure gets hot. This barrel, it was hotter than it is now. I still can't touch it, but I can get about this close with my hands right now. About an inch. But it was going pretty good there. But we're not getting consistency, and I'm a little worried that the mailbox feeder is a little further away than most of these stoves that I see on the internet are closer to, the feed area is closer to the barrel. So, you know, we don't really want to give up the mailbox idea yet. So we're going to get a draft underneath it going into the chamber from outside via a pipe. And see if we can get this going. You can see where steam has been and moisture has been coming through the pipe and getting in the sand in spots where there's some steam. It's got a good draw right now.
Backdrafting.
It's backdrafting? But you can see when it is working, it's pushing steam from the wet cob that is now pretty dry. So we're the 2 days later from the last video, since I had to go to work yesterday. So, okay, so we're going to put in a draft tube. Have to do a lot of digging first through this topsoil we were going to save anyway. We'll dig that and Did it start backdrafting when you put more wood in?
No, it's just backdrafting. So I just had it closed up.
Kind of unpredictable.
It's just the fire's going in.
Yeah, you want the bellows instead of blowing? So we've started tunneling underneath the mailbox, and we're gonna put some pipe in there for an air vent that goes into the chamber. We'll pull out a couple of bricks from underneath, and boy, this is good topsoil. So we added to our topsoil pile there. It's handy that it was right next to it. And I'll come back in a little while. We have that tunnel dug out and the bricks pulled out. So we got a little tunnel down there. Maybe you can move your arm a little. And so we got some pipe making a wind vent down through there.
So I just loaded that, and so it's starting to get a little smoky though.
Yeah, because it just got loaded. But we are getting much better flow coming out. Now because we just loaded it, we're getting a little smoke, but that's kind of smoke mixed with steam. How about if you just open that door for a second? Just
That parking.
yeah. We're getting a much better draw now, even though we just loaded it with a bunch of wood. And if you open that vent, what would happen? If you took
It'll probably want to come out this way more.
Really?
That's what I'm guessing.
Okay, well, it didn't do it. Okay,
Because it could just circulate back this way.
okay, so
So if it just
now,
has one opening, I want to suck more.
do you want to close that
Alright,
door?
close it.
Okay, we're still experimenting here. It looks like the vent's making a big difference. So the barrel's getting pretty hot, hotter than it's been up till now. You can only get a few inches away from it now, and half a foot or so. It's putting out a lot of heat. The wood isn't getting too hot though next to it. Suppose this little sucker gets hot now. The mailbox isn't real hot, just a little bit. So it's raining now. I'm going to go gather some firewood and bring it in here to stay dry. So, got a nice hot bed of coals in there right now. And I lit up the end of our poker stick. Can you see if I bring the fire up here, it wants to go up this way. But if I put it down near there, it'll draw, as you see, right up that barrel. So if we keep our fire close to the barrel with this air vent and all, and have the lid closed and get more vent down there. That's the other thing. If you close this, you get a better draw. Close the mailbox, but you can see it wants to go up that heat riser when you get it there. Here it wants to come up here. Let's get that out. So we're gonna let this smolder out and put in a screen for our air vent, and then fill in the dirt, and then get back to cobbing the whole thing, because looks like we got it figured out now with this system. Although we have another piece of pipe to put up here to curve it out and make it stay out of the rain. And right now we're just using a cedar shake to control the vent. We'll make a little damper open and close for the vent pretty soon. Looking good. Starting to come up here. Now, show us what happens when you open that vent.
Okay.
Down there. Not much. It's still going in the right direction, I think.
Yeah.
Except for that one that's sticking way out. Now,
They block.
now the vent's blocked.
So yeah, it's
And
coming
then it
out.
comes this way. Okay, open the vent. Okay. That is looking a lot better. Now, do you want to do something like close the mailbox?
Oh yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Okay, and I'll look at the pipe out there. Still got a little smoke, but I think that is just because we were doing something to the wood just now. And now it's starting to turn more into steam again. Okay. You want to lift up your rain cover over the vent just so I could show people what it's looking like now. And then what's the next step? Put that other pipe on and
Yeah,
a screen
another foot of 6-inch.
for the and you have a screen down underneath all that mud that keeps any
Down
wood
below the mailbox.
below the mailbox that keeps all the wood out, and then we packed it with clay and sand above the vent. Did you put anything besides the pipe under that clay and sand?
No.
So there's just the pipe, and then you got a little screen in front of the pipe.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's that. When it's running good, you just see steam coming out. And let's go over here and see the condensation from the steam at the end of the pipe right there. You can see water coming out, dripping down there, and just steam. Maybe just a little bit of smoke mixed in. here's how it looks now. Hope to get it done over the weekend. Probably just Sunday since I gotta go to town on Saturday. We'll cover it all the way up to the wood and slope it up to almost meet the Solex out there. So right to the top of the wood. Cover up those holes where hornets would want to make a nest this summer if we don't cover that up. Wasp or whatever they are. And fill in that opening underneath there and get some more of these big flat rocks for decorations and to protect the pipe like we did over here. Prop them up on the round rocks on the side and fill it with cob and then put the flat ones on top, and you can just step on that without hurting the pipe at all. It's pretty solid. So, and then in here, I'll do a little masonry work with cob and flat rocks to fill in the hole around the mailbox there. Keep it so it can open and close, but not let rain or snow in. That's going to be a trick, but I think we can do it. The last layer of cob we put on will be smooth without so much straw, and get it nice and smooth all over with some flat rocks. Nice bench. So here's a look at the vent system. I'm going to put a little more pipe on the top of that vent and have it angled out to keep rain out of it. And our unconventional mailbox fire feed works when you get the fire and hot coals pushed back in there a ways. So we get smoky for about the first 10 minutes of the fire. It goes and then it backdrafts until it gets hot. About 15 minutes in, we got some coals and the burner in there. The combustion chamber heats up and really starts sucking it through, and this draft underneath helps. So we just close the mailbox door once it gets going, and it sucks that air in underneath the mailbox into the chamber, pushing it to the combustion area in the barrel and out the pipe. So we're okay with that. It's not exactly the same as the ones you see on the internet, but it works. And we'll get the hang of it, how to control the draft and all that as we use it. Yeah, I can't wait to get my Blue Jay painted and put into place above there. So DJ decided to come in and warm his butt there. Even though the fire's been out for about an hour, he's still getting warm. Okay, well, it's Tuesday and my day off from teaching at the U, and having a wonderful sunny spring day and getting some cobbing done here. As you can see, I sealed up the hole in the wall with flat rocks and round rocks and cob. So now the mailbox is completely hidden on the outside. The door of the mailbox still opens and closes. And we're getting things looking pretty nice here. Let's take a look at all the cobbing we've done. Mostly Noah did since Sunday. So we took we got another wheelbarrow load of cob there waiting to come in, and I took the other one out so we could walk around here and look around. And getting close to having the top layer on. There's some big flat rocks we found lying around here in the Rocky Mountains on Sunday, and we'll use them in different ways, artistically and practically, to protect the pipe and build us some thermal mass. So let's go outside and look at that mailbox setup. So there it is, and there's the kind of auxiliary vent, the air vent that we had to use, and it goes under the mailbox. It takes a turn down there, and then there's a little grate to keep ashes from going in the vent. And just because our mailbox is so far away from the thermal, the heat riser in there, compared to other rocket stoves. But we've been using it, and it once it gets going, it stops smoking and everything. You know, about 10 minutes or so, we get a good fire going. Maybe that's a little longer than most rocket stoves. So, as you can see, no smoke will get in from here. And all sealed up. See, it's starting to crack. Let me fix some of that there. Well, we might patch it a little, who knows. See how it works. Spilled some cob down the hole there. Guess we'll clean that out when we clean out the ashes. No problem opening and closing that, and it's solid. Okay. Oh, it's hard to get up sometimes. Okay. Boy, all dusty. So I think we'll get this done by the weekend. Get the thermal stove done by Thursday, and put up the shelves and the doors on the weekend, and get our plants out of the house and in the greenhouse. some shelving lumber there, and there we go. Hey, I'll ask you something. Does that rock look like a short-billed duck head? Or some kind of broad-headed, long-headed monkey? I just thought it was a cool rock, and kind of reminded me of a duck at first. So I just set it in there. Maybe we call it the monkey duck. I don't know. My grandkids will think of a name for it. They'll probably call him George. Okay. Wonder if this will work on the camera. Grizzly turns into UM. Whoa, look at that. Grizzly bear. UM. Grizzly bear. UM. Wow. Got it on camera. Awesome. So I thought I'd do another little progress report on our constantly interrupted progress. So this is what we've done in the last few days. And decided to move the door up higher and have it open outwards instead of inwards, and give us a little more room in here with the thermal mass being the first step down. Then we're going to fill in the floor with rocks and sand before we put the shelves up. So we'll have better room to walk around on the floor before we start putting shelves up. So look at what, mostly Noah did all this. We went and got some more rocks too. And filling it in all the way to the edge, around the post, and behind the stove pipe. We'll fill in over those little rocks, and then over these small rocks we'll raise the mass level with the other mass over there. So that'll all be like a shelf to put big trays of plants on, like the ones we have in our house now, where all of our vegetables are growing right now. A lot of them anyway. And so that'll be like the bottom shelf underneath other shelves of plants. And Noah made them level with the flat rocks. It's all level, and so will this extension be. And instead of a gradual drop off to the entryway, step, it'll just be straight up and down, so that we want to direct all water from watering the plants that spills outside of the trays and planters. We want to direct it all to the floor, which will be sand on top of gravel and absorbent, and that should work real well. Good drainage. So that's it here, and maybe another angle, and there's our cob. We're thinking that might be the last of the cob we have to mix for this project. We're almost done. And there you go. So, we pretty much got the thermal mass all done. Just wanted to get a little video of it before we put in the shelves. And you can see we've got our sand and pebble, or sand and gravel pebble floor. Got the rougher stuff underneath, and then we put the smoother sand over the rough stuff. Okay, well, we have the thermal mass now done. Started to do this yesterday, but it ran out of batteries in the camera. Had to charge it up. There's still some like finishing touch-up stuff to do with cracks and mud cob splashed on things. That I'll show you where I cleaned off a few of these rocks, so you see what they'll look like when we get them cleaned up, and you can see the difference between the wet area and the uncleaned area. These have a lot of beautiful colors in them. See there? Yeah, okay. And so we'll get these all cleaned up. And there's the thermal mass. Pretty much all complete now, with nice inlaid flat stones. I guess there's some kind of Rocky Mountain sandstones. Just find them lying around here. And we've got, you know, those two levels, the upper level, which will be a big shelf, and then this lower level, that's a step, and it will also be a seat. And we'll get the barrel cleaned up too, and prepare the final panel there that goes in the wall, which will be a beautiful blue jay. On the outside you'll be able to see it. Okay, gonna put in the doors, and I wanted to do this before I started putting in the shelves. Now we got the sand and pebble floor just about done. There's that area there that needs a little more sand. Let's walk over and look at some of these other rocks that I cleaned off before they get dry and funny looking again. That's a beautiful little rock there, and all kinds of nice earth colors. And this purple one, yeah, that's already kind of dried off now, but when it's wet it's really nice. And we might put some kind of gloss on the rocks to keep their color. Let's see. Okay, so there's a close-up. The greenhouse, still a work in progress. So all of that's the bottom shelf for big trays. Then we're going to put some other shelves above it. There's from the distance here. The panels are Solix, and I have to wash them off a bit, especially over there where they got a lot of cob on them. So, always work to be done. Okay. Well, more later.